This is your do now. Find the volume of the figure below. This is something that you guys have definitely learned in the past. That's why I gave it to you. The volume for a rectangular prism is length times width times height. Your length is 10. Your width is 3. And your height is 4. 10 times 3, actually this is easier. 3 times 4 is 12. 10 times 12 is 120. So I would know that this is 120 inches cubed. All right, go ahead and put your do now away. Go ahead and get a note-taking guide from your teacher. All right, this is our first problem. It says find the surface area of the following figures. So I have a cylinder here, and if I'm trying to find the surface area, the formula for a surface area of a cylinder is 2 pi RH plus 2 pi r squared. You need to have that formula in a safe spot so that way you can use it. So from here, I need to figure out what my radius and my height is. My height is 3. That one's pretty simple. My radius, many of you might say it's 8, but it's not. This is the diameter. My radius is half of that, and this would be 4. So then I'm going to do 2. All I'm doing is plugging in 2 pi times 4 times 3 plus 2 pi times 4 to the second power. Okay. This does look very confusing, so all you really need to do is make sure that you're multiplying that stuff I just put in brackets. So I have 2 times 4, which is 8. 8 times 3 is 24. So this gives me 24 pi plus 4 to the second power is 16. 16 times 2 is 32. So we have 32 pi. So last thing I'm going to do is I'm going to add these together. So 24 plus 32 would give me 56 pi. And then that would be feet squared. And that's your final answer. All right, so now I have this rectangular prism. This one's easier. We have 2 times plus H times L plus H times W. All right, from this formula, I need the length, width, and height. The length is 4, the width is 5, and the height is 3. Again, I told you guys this in class. If you switch these, it doesn't matter. You're still going to get the same answer in the end. All right, so now I'm just going to plug in. The width is 5, length is 4, plus 3 times 4 3 times 5. All right, and according to order of operations, I'm going to multiply first. So 5 times 4 is 20, plus 3 times 4 is 12, plus 3 times 5 is 15. All right. I just add these in whatever order is easier. So I'm just going to do 12 plus 15. That gives me 27. So I have 20 plus 27. I still have my 2 on the outside. 20 plus 27 is going to give me 47 times 2. I'm going to do this one on the board because I don't think you guys can do this in your head. So your answer is 94 centimeters squared. Okay, and then this is the stuff for your agenda. You need to pause here and you need to make sure you write what you need to down. This is your homework. If you work appropriately, you should have time today to finish that homework. All right, we are on your note-taking guide again. On your note-taking guide, it gives you some fill in the blanks and some formulas. You need to go ahead and copy that down. A rectangular prism is volume is length times width times height. The cylinder is the volume of that is pi times r to the second power times h. All right, so this is when we're going to decide when to use volume, perimeter, area, or surface area. So these are situations that you will have to choose. What does it give you? So my first one says the fence around a backyard. All right, so the fence around a backyard, we would be using perimeter. I'm just going to put a P for perimeter. If you were painting a wall, not multiple, but just one, if you are painting a wall, you would be using area. Painting the outside of a house. So if you're painting the entire outside of a house, you could think of that as being in the shape of like a rectangular prism or something very similar to that. That is three-dimensional, and that would be surface area. Wrapping a present. So we're putting gift wrap on, again, like a box or something like that. That's going on the outside of a three-dimensional object, and again, would also be surface area. All right, filling a paint can. So you have a can, and you're like, well, how much does it hold? That is volume. Laying tile on the floor of the living room. All right, so that is gonna be area. Cutting wood for a picture frame. So a picture frame is gonna go around a picture, and this would be perimeter. Filling a swimming pool. All right, so if we're filling things, that's a swimming pool is also three-dimensional. We're filling it up. That is going to be volume. And that's it. What I really need you to really think about is that volume and surface area are used for three-dimensional objects, whereas perimeter and area is used more for two-dimensional objects or flat surfaces. All right, so now we're going to do some practice with volume. So the volume for a rectangular prism is length times width times height. So my length here is 6, my width is 4, my height is 3. Now all we need to do is multiply these. 6 times 4 is 24. 24 times 3, I think I know what it is. I can't remember. 3 times 4, 3 times 2, yeah. All right, it's 72. So this is yards squared. I want you to go ahead and make an attempt on the next one, and then check your answer with mine. So pause here and do that. All right, so again, I'm multiplying these 3 together. 4 times 6 is 24 times 6, so 6 times 4 is 24. 6 times 2 is 12. Plus 2 is 14. So my answer is 144 inches. Ooh, square, cubed. I definitely messed that up. This is going to be cubed. All right. All right, so the volume for a cylinder is pi r squared h. I think. Yeah, it is. Okay, I'm just double checking. All right, so it's pi r squared h. So I'm looking for what my r is and what my h is. My r is 4. I know it's 4 because it's only going halfway across. My h is going to be 8. So I have pi times 4 to the second power times 8. 4 to the second power is 16 times 8. This is 48. 8 times 1 is 8, plus 4 is 12. So I get 128 pi. And that is inches cubed. All right. For this one, I want you to, again, pause here, do it on your own, and then check back. All right, so again, I'm trying to find my radius and my height. My radius goes halfway across. This is going the whole length. So it's going to be half of 6, which is 3, and this is 3, because that's what the height is. All right, so I have pi 3 to the second power times 3. This is going to be an easy one. All right, so we have pi. 3 to the second power is 9 times 3. This is 27 pi. That is feet cubed. All right, last. A rectangular prism has a height of 7, a length of 3, and a width of 5. If you need a visual representation, you would need to draw a rectangular prism. You don't need to like make it beautiful. You just need to make it work. Okay, so if it has a height of 7, a length of 3, and a width of 5. All right. So this volume is length times width times height. So I'm going to do 3 times 5 times 7. 3 times 5 is 15. And then 15 times 7. 10. So this is 105. That doesn't have any units on it, so I'm just going to keep it as 105. All right. Now we have a cylinder. The volume for this is pi r squared h. Again, if you need a visual representation, just draw a cylinder. Draw like a oval there. Like, there you go. Okay. All right, so it says your radius is 4. So I know that this is 4. And the height is 2.5. All right, so I have pi times 4 squared times 2.5. 4 squared is 16 times 2.5. Okay, so 16 times 2.5. I have 1 decimal point that I moved out. I'll save that for later. 5 times 6 is 30. 5 times 1 is 5, plus 3 is 8. 2 times 6 is 12. That's a 1. 2 times 1 is 2, plus 1 is 3. And that's going to give us 400. Okay, so then I know that our volume is 400. Again, that doesn't have any units on it, so we're just going to keep it as 400. Oh, look, Miss Martin messed up. What did I forget to do? I forgot to bring my pi down. So my answer is 400 pi. There we go. All right. Now you're going to go to student.desmos.com. You're going to enter the code. It's going to be on the on your board. So this is on the whiteboard. Sign in with Google. Make sure you use your name. If you're working, you shouldn't be working with a partner. If you are working with a partner, for whatever reason, make sure that you put both of your first names. Complete the activity. This is your classwork and it is a grade. When you are finished, work on your iExcel homework that was in your agenda. I will also leave that on the whiteboard.